This is Turd Flinging Monkey for TFM News. I'm going to be commenting on an article from The Blaze called After Cop Illegally Enters Home, Video Captures Him Handcuffing Terrified Woman Who's Wearing Only a Towel, and right in front of her teen daughter. Now this is written by Dave Urbanski, and The Blaze is owned by Glenn Beck, so it's pretty right-wing. And I know I've probably angered a few of my subscribers in some of my recent videos where I tear into egalitarianism and equality. So now it's time for the right to get their asshole torn out too. In this article, it overtly takes the woman's side. It talks about how this cop came into her home and she had a towel on and the towel fell off and she was naked and her teen daughter was videotaping it all. The cop was violating all these rules and how violated the woman was. And then it closes with that the woman is suing the police department for, millions of dollars probably. And it ends with her quote saying, "I felt helpless, I felt violated, and honestly, I felt molested." So here's the deal. The police report is actually linked in the article, but it's clear that the author, as well as every single comment I've seen on this article, never actually read the police report. Here's what actually happened. So this woman is going through a divorce with her ex-husband. And she decided to get back at her ex-husband, she would turn him in for fraud to the IRS. Now, whether or not he actually committed fraud, I don't know. But that's one of her little parting gifts on her way out the door, was to try to ruin her husband's life by getting him arrested for fraud. So she goes to his house, they obviously live in separate residences after the divorce, to obtain tax returns. And the ex-husband tells her to get lost. So an altercation ensues, he calls the police on her, and she leaves. The police come and talk to the ex-husband. The ex-husband refers them to go talk to the wife. The cops show up at the wife's house. The teen daughter answers the door and tells the cops that the mom isn't home, which is a lie. Then the mom shows up wearing a towel, saying she just got out of the shower. But in the police report, it notes that her hair is dry. And also in the pictures, although it's kind of blurry, her hair is done up in a bun and doesn't look wet at all. So she showed up in a towel for a very explicit reason. Now, after she shows up in the towel and says she just got out of the shower and lies to the police, she has her teen daughter begin videotaping the encounter. And then she begins antagonizing the police. This is in the police report. So she begins to antagonize the police, who then arrest her because you don't antagonize the police. But the reason why she did this was because she wanted to be in this vulnerable state in order to prey off sympathy, and it worked like a charm. So here she is getting arrested for running her damn mouth at the police, and the towels fall off. And the police continue to arrest her because that's what they do. And her teen daughter's videotaping it all. That's essentially what happened. She was not prosecuted or booked or anything, but she was arrested, just calm the situation. And they directed her to the proper channels in order to get the IRS information from her ex-husband. So no charges were filed against this woman, but she was arrested for running her mouth at the police, which is pretty common. If you run your mouth at the police, they're probably going to arrest you and hold you for a bit and then let you go. They're probably not going to charge you, but it's just a good idea not to run your mouth at the police. Anyway, her plan obviously was to either use her nudity to get out of whatever situation she found herself in, or to exploit the situation for public sympathy after the fact. Her teen daughter and her came up with this plan for her to show up to the police wearing a towel and then run her mouth and cause an incident. And then when she was arrested, to have these nude videos of her getting arrested by the police naked. And then all the white knights would be, "Oh my God, this poor woman is being arrested by the police and she's naked and vulnerable. And oh no, we need to feel so sorry for her." And that's exactly what happened. Here we are on The Blaze. The entire article is talking about how this cop and this terrified woman and her poor teen daughter, and she was only wearing a towel, and it's completely taking the woman's side. It doesn't mention that she was running her mouth at the cops and she caused the incident, that she was rightly arrested. In the fact that she lied about coming out of the shower. She purposefully put those towels on, got naked, dressed herself in a towel to answer the door in order to create a situation that she could take advantage of. It's just like when a cop pulls over a woman for speeding and she whips her boobs out. Now the cop's in a situation. He can let her go, which is what she wants, or he could try to arrest her, but then you're going to have this topless woman coming out of the car, and she's going to basically claim that you raped her or seduced her or some bullshit. So the cop's like, okay, she's flapping her boobs out. Now what do I do? And this is the kind of situation. She's like, I'm gonna show up in a towel, and then I can run my mouth and do whatever I want because they're not going to arrest me. I'm wearing towels, and then the towels will fall off, and my teenage daughter is recording everything. So I have them by the balls. I'm going to use my femininity to manipulate the situation to my advantage. And then when that didn't work, when she actually did get arrested and didn't get what she wanted, now she takes her story, quote unquote, to the press, who run with it. And this is what really kind of pisses me off. So not only did the article take her side, if you just scroll down to the bottom of the article and just look at some of the comments, there are 303 comments. Every single one I've read takes the woman's side. It talks about how these cops are pieces of shit and that they should be executed and stoned, and this poor woman. And this is from the right. This is something you would expect to see from a left-leaning source, but this is from a right-leaning source. This is from The Blaze, run by Glenn Beck. So I just thought this was a very interesting kind of lens into gynocentrism. It's clear that gynocentrism is not a product of the left. It's a product of human society. You have gynocentrists on the left who advocate and promote feminism. Then you have gynocentrists on the right that still white knight for women and protect women, blame men, when the woman is clearly at fault. When a white knight sees a man and a woman arguing and jumps to the woman's aid against the man, you could almost excuse that because he doesn't know the story. And judging by the sexual dimorphism between a man and a woman, the bigger, stronger man yelling at the smaller, weaker woman, there's a power dynamic at play. You could almost see how they would take the woman's side in that case. But this guy, this piece of shit named Dave Urbanski for The Blaze, doesn't do that. He knew the facts. He read the police report because he wrote an article about it. And he omits the facts that implicate the woman in order to white knight for her, in order to create a sensationalist article, hopefully just for clickbait. Hopefully he's not this big of a fucking mangina. But he's taking this woman's side against the police when she clearly instigated the incident and set this situation up to take advantage of it, playing right into her hands in order to post this video and write this article because he's a big fucking mangina. So, fuck the right, fuck the left, fuck them all. This is Turd Flinging Monkey signing off.